So many summers long ago, I saw you hanging by the studio. There was poetry in the way you stood. There were reggaeton playing in the neighborhood. Yeah. Can't remember to forget you every day. I know that you ain't coming back. There's no way. You think I would have learned my lesson. I'm confessing it's the same old, same old. The sun was pushing 89 degrees. You put to shame all the wannabes. You had the style that could make a grown man melt like butter in the pan. Yeah. Can't remember to forget you every day. I know that you ain't coming back. There's no way. You think I would have learned my lesson. I'm confessing it's the same old, same old.
Live from the Dog the Cat Studios on the Lower East Side, it's On the Horn with Andrew Einhorn. That's me. I'm standing up. Now I'm going to come sitting down. Woo! Hey, everybody. What's cooking? How you feeling? I feel great. It was like 72 American degrees today. It was a beautiful day. I took a bike ride. So this is our 15th show. Can you believe it? It just felt like it was 14 last week. Oh, yeah, it was. But this week, each week they get better and better. The audio gets better. My guests get better. The music gets better. The feelings get better. Plus, we're closer to something called the election for President of the United States. Whew. You just have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know. You know, I feel like instead of wallowing in tension and anxiety, let's just sit back and realize that come January, it's probably going to be a whole new thing. Let's get Orange Man out there. So look ahead, look forward to what's going to happen, and forget the in-between stuff. Just go out and motherfucking vote. Okay, thanks. Hey, I'm supposed to say, you know, sign up, Facebook, YouTube, like me, all that kind of stuff. So it is October 21st. My guest today, a very special guest, we can call him Strange Magic, but his name is David Patillo. And I only met him recently through someone else, as I've been doing of late. And yeah, rock and roll, blues, psychedelic. There's a lot of people describing what he did. So tonight's show, what I'm going to do is I've got actually 3 pre-recorded segments that I did because David played at Marshall Stack on the Lower East Side a few days ago. But before I do that, as I was getting ready to go over, typical Andrew, like Dog the Cat, man in the street, I was on my way and I was like, I saw these people taking pictures of each other. So I just want to go to this really quick because it made me very happy. So hang on, I'm going to share. Whoops, I always do
Hey.
that. That was you, but wait, hold on. God, it was so good for a second. All right. Application Chrome tab on the street. All right.
Back. Hey.
It's a New York street scene. Portrait mode?
Yeah,
Woo, baby! That's nice. Who is that? What are you doing?
he's a photographer and he takes videography.
Yeah. What's going on right here?
Well, that was our cousin's birthday party today.
Yeah.
We came to Hotel Chantal and we had fun. We had some bottomless mimosa.
So who are you?
Ralph Cherry. I shoot music videos, weddings, and short films. Oh, Haiti?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tu parles français?
Yeah, a little bit.
Bonjour, Ralph. Je m'appelle André. Je prends de la photo aussi.
Okay.
Tell me about your outfit today. You got Prada shoes?
Yeah, I have Prada shoes with a Zara shirt and a Michael Kors shirt with the little Saint Laurent, the Zara hat. You know, it's little. It's
a lot
just,
of names.
Yeah, no, it is, but it's just kind of like little plastic, not too flashy. And we have this little Louis Vuitton glasses.
Okay.
And you have to keep it classy with that little 4-hour watch. It's classy. You know, you're not too flashy, but you know what I'm saying?
Ralph, you must be doing well then. I don't know.
I try, but you know, I like fashion though. Like
I
first of all,
see.
yeah, I like fashion. Oh, this is my wife.
Oh,
Hi,
sorry.
Andre.
It's Andrew Einhorn. I do a show
Hi,
called
Andrew.
On the Horn every Wednesday on Facebook. So I'm going to film a
Oh.
band right now on Allen and Rivington. Thanks for chatting.
Oh, ok.
Tu parles français aussi?
Oui, je parle français. Enchanté de te
Bonne
connaître,
nuit.
Andre. Bonne nuit. Bye-bye.
And just like that, I brought you in.
Hey,
Hello,
look
David.
at that. What's going on, man?
You know, I'm sorry to put that up top, but it was just like that was before I was on my way to you. I'm saying I might have done something ahead of time to get my brain a little motivated.
Oh,
but
I see. Mm.
and I walked past those people and I went, I should go back and film and see what happens. So I don't know.
I like timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me where you are. This is a beautiful setting. Don't tell me this is your home.
Yeah, it's my apartment. Our apartment. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Whereabouts?
My
Where
wife
are
painting in
you?
the background. She painted that. That's my son when he was like 5 or 7 or his 5th birthday or 3rd. I don't know. 5.
Uh-huh. How old is
Maybe
he
that.
now?
Now he's 17. He's backing me up on the new single, actually. He's Mr. Musician. He's playing bass and drums on my new single. Isn't that crazy?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
For some-
it's COVID friendly.
For some reason, I thought you had like a 6-year-old. I don't know why. It was like I talked to you, said, "Oh, it's I got to go home to the kid" or something like that.
Did I
Holy
say
shit.
that?
Nah, you might have. I don't understand though. If you're 32 and he's
Yeah.
17, like what the
I
fuck?
know.
Jesus.
It's, you know, it's a miracle in nature.
Just one kid?
Just one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Oh, I
No.
got 3.
You have
No, I'm
3?
kidding. No, I'm a solo guy. Look at me. Got
You're
the
like-
big apartment. I'm running around the world.
Only felines in your life?
Yeah.
Felines? You got no canines, felines?
I got neither of those two.
Gerbil?
Every dog.
No pets?
No pets. But
Okay.
every dog in my building, I feel like is mine. I know them all. I say hi to them all. I stop dogs in the street. I need dogs. It's like a fix. But then
Yeah.
it's like with people, I love them, and then enough, and then I'm off back to myself again.
Yeah. Yeah. I can relate. Sounds like an artist life.
It pretty much is. It really is.
Hmm.
So as I said, so that was before I went to you, and then I shot a bunch of video. I really liked it. I just with my iPhone,
Yeah, it was
but
great.
the audio is good. I got some. I think you'll like what I got because I asked a few of your friends what they thought of you, and it's nice to get feedback. You never know what they're going to say. Christian may or may not have said something because it was his birthday.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And you played a happy birthday song. One of the things I loved is, you know, I feel
I
like
did.
you hear other artists will play happy birthday, but they all put their own spin on it. And you had your own,
Oh yeah, I spun it out.
yeah. Is that the first time you've played happy birthday?
No, I actually love that song.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, it is a tremendous song, you know, when you think about it. I always thought it was
Oh, yeah.
Irving Berlin who wrote it, but it's just an old folk song that was a woman, I think in the 20s, like adapted the lyrics to it. But
Didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I thought, oh, I used to say that all the time. Oh, it's Irving Berlin. But no, it's a great song. Yep.
So let's go back in time a little. I always feel like I like to set the scene because you could be from St. Louis for all I know. I don't know that much about you. Are you a
That's
native
funny
New
you say
Yorker?
that.
Yeah?
My father actually is. My father's from just outside of Mount Vernon, Missouri is where he's from. Which is, it's closer to Springfield, Missouri.
Sure. Heard of it.
Yeah.
So did you grow up there or here in New York?
No. I grew up. I was born in the state of Washington in Olympia,
Okay.
and
Sure.
my family moved to Tacoma when I was, maybe 2 or 3, and then my father was an advertising guy. He was like a madman, you know, in the '60s. And then we moved to when I was about 5. He got an offer to work for an ad agency and a big contractor in Palm Beach. So we moved to Palm Beach when I was a little kid.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was always missing the sights and the smells of the Pacific Northwest. You know, I always it was always in the back of my mind. I think, you know. Yeah.
I look at you and I just feel native New Yorker. Surely grew up in Queens
Well,
or
I've been here
something
long
like
enough,
that.
you know. If we
Damn,
live
how-
through 9/11, we're all native New Yorkers. That's the way I look
Fucking
at it.
A. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about COVID versus 9/11, but that's I'm supposed to keep it happy and light. Did this Missouri and the Northwest influence music at all in you? I mean, sometimes parents are in the arts, but it seems like your dad wasn't necessarily.
Well, no, he was a copywriter and a creative guy. So, you know, that was his world. You know, he eventually became his own agency, and he was a, you know, Svengali producer,
Yeah.
you know, the whole thing. And
Okay.
he was a brilliant guy, you know, he was a brilliant guy. I think he was, you know, challenged a lot by his own genius, as we all are, you know, as creative people. But growing up with him I used to work for him a lot, you know, because he always had jobs, and every Saturday that's what I did. So I kind of got a really strong work ethic, I think, as a kid. And he paid me, you know, it wasn't slave labor, which was good. So I had a job, which was nice.
Wow.
But yeah, he was really creative. My mother was really into. They were, you know, they had a big hi-fi, and they were into show tunes, and we had a lot of soundtracks. I remember the Hair soundtrack and Dr. Zhivago, and there was a lot of bossa nova, that kind of stuff, you know, a lot of Jobim. There was a lot of James Taylor and Carole King, a lot of 70s songwriter. I definitely grew up with a lot of that. And that was, you know, like my life in Florida was kind of that. Then a lot of classic rock radio, you know, there was a lot of Zeppelin, a lot of Beatles, a lot of Stones, a lot of like 70s Milquetoast. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice.
You're like covering some of the things I want to talk about. I'm always curious, especially musicians in their early life. Like you and I are probably similar age. And growing up, and I was going to ask about the radio. I mean, we all grew up with radio. We're a big radio guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly. Okay.
Suburbs. Yeah. 93.3 WMMR and 94 WYSB classic rock.
My best friend Nick is from Philly, and he always used to like rave about MMR, how cool it was as a station.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had WSHE.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a hot one. But you know, like Florida radio was not as I don't think it was as progressive as the Northeast.
Right.
They pretty much played a lot of Foreigner and 38 Special, and
okay, not that there's anything wrong with it.
Stroke me, a lot of Billy. What was his name?
Billy Squire.
Yeah, Billy Squire.
Say you're a river, man. You got to settle down.
Pull that off.
Oh, I love Billy Squire. He had some really, really good songs.
He did.
Wow.
I heard he wore ladies' underwear too. He liked ladies' underwear. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
You know.
Who hasn't? I don't know. Wow.
Yeah. We'll save it for the Facebook post.
It's funny. You kind of said, like, don't ask me the influences, what everybody asks. So I was like, well, what can I chat about? I'm going to do a rapid fire. What do you think of these people? And just be like, bam, 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 bam. And I was writing down. So,
oh, cool.
But I feel like we'll come to that in a second. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go right to my first segment because I really would like to get these in. So give me a second. I'm going to stop. I'm going to start. This is the beginning of me arriving at your place. Let's see. Pleased to meet you. Happy birthday, Marshall Stack.
Woo.
Just like that.
Hey. Aw.
Mm-hmm.
So much production.
You know,
Oh, that guy.
Saturdays at Marshall Stack. We're bringing back some good music to New York City, keeping it real, keeping the performers doing their thing, spreading the love in the East Village in New York City, man. How many of these people do you think you know? A lot of them. I don't even know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I never know what I'm going to do. Really? Yeah, not really. Keep it groovy and, like, you know, keep the vibes high and have a good time. Down to the ball so much skin in the game. I'll take a look around and no thing. I was raised on rock.
Woo. Yeah.
All right, just like that, we're out. I got two more, but that was a nice little like intro.
That was nice. I almost didn't let you interview me there because I was like getting my shit together.
I said, no fucking way. I need you to talk to me and get close. And you're like,
yeah. No, that's you got. You know, artists need directors. We need producers. We need people in, you know, that are gonna encourage us and tell us, get in the light. You know, turn up your guitar. We like that. Even though we're prima donnas, we still like people who care.
Wow. I feel like the story of my life, because I love working with people. If they're models or musicians, I just want to take control and be like, I want people to be people, but it's almost like move them in a direction where they're comfortable, where you can get what you want, especially
Yeah.
photography wise. But and people talking. I mean, interviews are like the core of my soul. I just love to interact with people. So tell me what you were playing there. It sounded like one of your more popular songs.
Yeah, so the first song was a brand new one that's going to come out. So the new single, Can't Remember to Forget You, that you played at the beginning, it just dropped yesterday, October 20. So that's a series of a bunch of new songs that we did in lockdown, my son and I. And Owen was backing me up on bass guitar and drums, and I was playing guitar. And I thought, hey, it sounds great. Let's lay it down. And so it just kind of came together. And then so the first song that I was playing is called Dose of Love, which is written just feeling like all the feelings I've had during quarantine, bringing things back to love and feeling good and what's important in our lives. And also, stepping away from politics and stepping away from the fray. And the second song was Raised on Rock and Roll, which is kind of like the song that everybody knows me for. And I wrote it back in, it came out on the Raised on Rock and Roll records from, I believe, 2016. And it's on Spotify, and it's sort of a love letter to all my rock and roll influences, the ones that I could think of at the time when I wrote the song.
Which I'm not asking you about.
It's kind of a name checking song, right? So it's, I was born on the Rolling Stones, Van Morrison's Domino. I was raised on rock and roll. Jimmy Page and my air guitar, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. I was raised on rock and roll. So it just continues to list my influences in there. And,
right. Oh, good. So I don't need to ask the influences question, which everybody else.
I mean, we can talk about that. It's all good. Right. I mean, I love, I was really, like I said, I was raised on all that kind of classic rock stuff, and of course, what my parents were playing in the house. But then when I first came to New York City, I was in Washington Square Park, and I was sitting around the fountain, and there were so many people. Yeah, and I just had a revelation. Why aren't these people all fighting? And it's like, how are we all getting along? And I think that kind of, at that point, I kind of discovered folk music.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a weird idea, but I think that was the impetus that got me into folk music. So I discovered Bob Dylan, and then I got into Woody, because Woody inspired Bob, and then Leadbelly, and then I found the blues, and then that was it, pretty much. When I figured out Leadbelly sang his way out of prison, I was done. I was like, okay, this is cool, and for murder, no less, right? But he had he had a good relationship with the foreman, or what do you call him, the guy at the prison, the warden. Sorry, yeah. So that got me into blues, and then Raised on Rock and Roll is a very bluesy song, obviously. So I kind of got into blues, and it did a lot of producing and worked with a lot of people along the way as a producer. And then I started this band called the Dead X's, which is a thrashy blues 2-piece. So that's a whole nother, path you can go down. And those two records were 2010, 2011, did a bunch of touring, opened for some different artists around the country, went to Europe, did some different things. And then Strange Magic grew out of that, because I just wanted to grow from being like a 2-piece thrasher or blues, a lot of slide guitar, noisy. It's fun, but good songs, blues.
You were talking before about lyrics, because you were staying away from politics, but you were writing about what's going on today. I think lyrics, maybe in a lot of people's mind, is like, what do people write about? I mean, Dylan was incredible as a songwriter, and everybody's different, and maybe lyrics aren't as important. I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and I fucking love his lyrics. It's romance and hot fire, sweat, night, dark, New York City, conflict, and it's like, not that it resonates, just, I mean, they're beautiful words. Yeah. So when he's
incredible. I mean, he's a poet.
Yeah. Do you like Springsteen?
I like Born to Run. I really like that song particularly. I mean, I grew up in Florida. Something about Springsteen didn't really resonate with me for some reason. But I think it didn't connect with me like some people. Like my wife is from New Jersey. She's from Ridgewood, New Jersey, and she loves Bruce Springsteen. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But for me, it didn't connect with me as much. I don't know, but now I probably am closer stylistically to that. You know, I got the big
Mm.
man on sax. He's not so
Yeah.
big, but he's tall. He's tall, but he's not round. You know, Jeff Burke.
Yeah. Did
but,
you go back? Have you heard Greetings from Asbury Park or Wild Innocent, East Street Shuffle? Because earlier stuff is even more bluesy. There's piano. There's obviously the sax, even
Yeah.
violin. It's a
Yeah.
nice mesh.
Yeah. One of the first songs that I actually found out was Springsteen was Prove It All Night.
All
And
right.
okay. So, but dig this. Here's the cool story
Yeah.
that nobody knows is that my sister went to University of Florida and I was like 2 years younger than her. So she invited me up to come check out University of Florida in Gainesville, which is like where Gainesville Green is from, like, you know, a lot of that. But it's a great school. And a bunch of my friends graduated from there. But I went to a frat party and there was a new wave band playing. And at that time, this was probably, you know, like 81, maybe 80.
Okay.
And so there was a band and it was they were playing a frat party and it was huge. It was a huge frat party outdoors, no mask, you know. But there was a big stage. There was a big stage and this band kicked into this song and it was punk, but he was going, prove it all night, prove it all night. And he was this really cool looking, jagged, great jawline, you know, punky, cool guy that everybody was like, oh, this guy's, I think his name was Gordon. I don't remember. But anyway, that's how I got introduced to Springsteen. And then I was like, that's a great song. I always wondered what it took me forever to find out what the song was. I thought it was an original of theirs, you know. And,
yeah.
You know.
Go back in time a little. Look at some of the Wild, the Innocent in Asbury Park, songs like Growing Up, Saint in the City. They're just, I think they're fantastic.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't know. A lot of people started with Born to Run and then Born in the USA. And Born in the USA is a great album. And then, but
that's what spoiled it for me was the Born in the USA. And then Reagan was like, oh, you know, then it got equated to Reaganomics, which for him, for Bruce, he was like, dude, that was not Born in the USA, right? But it got adopted into that, you know, culture.
Of course.
And so that for me, I was like, I'm out. You know, I was into punk rock. But my guitar, my Les Paul, is from Asbury Park.
Oh, very nice.
So
I know that you.
Sorry, we're in New York City. Hey,
it'll come to you and then come to me. Where are in the city? We don't have to get exact, but are you East Village, Lower East Side?
I'm East Village. Yeah.
All right, near Tompkins Square Park.
2nd and B, actually. Yeah.
I fucking love 2nd and B. Almost moved to 3rd and B once.
Really?
Nice. Yeah. There was like when I was moving from the West Village, I remember there was a place on a corner, and it was like I would have had to sublet it. It was like 3 rooms, but it was on the 2nd floor. I can't remember what's there now, but I ended up coming to that LES.
We may be coming back to those days now. You know, all the scaredy cats from COVID ran out of town, so now there's plenty of real estate deals popping up. You know, my friends that are like real estate agents, they're like, oh my god, it's dropped dramatically. You know, like
wow.
Larger, you know, 2-3 bedrooms and stuff are like way down. So your dream may still come true, you know. But it looks like you got a pad over there. You got it.
Yeah, and I'm just in one little section. It's pretty big. I'm lucky. I'm actually a home owner. I currently have.
Oh, that's great.
I won't say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Anyway,
fancy. Where are you?
I'm down Lower East Side, Grand Street, near the donut plant, Essex. Yeah.
Oh, that nice. Donut place. People
I literally. Yeah, I'm right below it.
Yeah,
it's nice because people come over, they bring me donuts. I don't get them myself, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, my mother said, make sure he plays the song not too late, and we're 22 after. So we don't have to do. Why don't we save? Can't Remember to Forget You? Is there something else you want to do just to jam and then
we'll play something?
Yeah, I'd love it.
Maybe I'll do Raised on Rock and Roll for you. How's that?
Sure.
Hey. I was born on the Rolling Stones. Van Morrison's Domino. I was raised on. Raised on rock and roll.
Jimmy Page and my air guitar, Ziggy Stardust and the Spartans from Mars. I was raised on rock and roll. I left the city for the Mississippi blues. I left the job for the blue suede shoes. I was raised on rock and roll. Fly like an eagle, nobody hold me down. I play my 12-bar blues from town to town. Yeah, I was raised on rock and roll. Revolution and the two of us. Yeah, Lucy in the sky and the walrus. The sign of the time and November rain. Southern man and the hurricane. Southern man and the hurricane. I sit there. Ooh, 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 ooh. I was raised on rock and roll. Yeah, come on. Rage in the midnight hour. Two lovers rise like a tower power. We were raised on rock and roll. Nobody ever gonna hold us down. We gotta go on and we take it this time. We were raised on rock and roll. Revolution and the two of us. Oh, Lucy in the sky and the walrus. Yeah, sign of the time and November rain. Oh, Southern man and the hurricane. Southern man in the hurricane. I said now, ooh, 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 ooh. I said, ooh, 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 ooh. I was raised on rock and roll. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I said, ooh, 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 ooh. I was raised on rock and roll. Yeah. I said now, ooh, 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 ooh. I said, ooh, 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 ooh. I was raised on rock and roll. Come on. Oh, yeah. Raised on rock and roll. Yeah. I was raised on rock and roll. I was raised on rock and roll.
Yeah! Woo! God damn it, that was good.
Oh, thank you.
Just clean in your voice and the fluctuations. I was like, it was just soothing my soul. That was really,
good.
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed
Sure
to
you've
do.
heard
I
that
guess,
before.
man.
We,
Thank you.
we
Not quite
recording
like
that?
that. Did we record it? I don't know. I think it's on
Are we
Facebook.
recording that? Oh yeah, it's right. I mean, the sound was just is incredible. Maybe because well, I've been listening to your music online, and then there was the Marshall Stack gig, but that was just so incredibly clean. Wow!
Intimate.
And I was intimate. I was listening to the lyrics. Was there a Steve Miller band in there? There was a Fly Like an Eagle.
Yeah,
Fly Like an
Eagle. Nobody hold me down. I played my 12-bar blues from town to town. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in there.
Wow.
Did I forget? I think I might have skipped a verse. I don't really remember. It's people are like, "What did you play on that?" I don't really remember.
Yeah, it's all right.
I've never been one of those artists that like rehearses a story, which would be good. It's probably smart to rehearse your stories. If you go on tour with people, they tell the same story every night, but they get to laugh. It's all about getting laughs. Like, what do they say? Lay pipe, get laughs. Gotta lay some pipe.
Hey, when you play gigs, do you talk to the audience in between? Is there little verbal things? Because some people seem to have none, and some will just have little idle chit chat between songs.
One time I got it was very in the tip jar. I got somebody wrote me like this crazy note,
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not watching that. But I mean, it was insane. It kind of reminded me of like Be Here Now, you know, like Ram Dass, you know, his book where everything's like this intricate drawings, and it was all messages on a bar napkin and recommendations that they wanted me to do. And then I think on the back it said something about, no, one of the things was like, talk to the audience more. Interspersed with all this, like, you're amazing, but it literally looked like Be Here Now. Do you know the book I'm talking about, where Ram Dass is like went to India and like drew the whole thing, and it's
I don't, but it sounds great.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I can go get it in the other room. But yeah, so anyway, it's a bar napkin somewhere. I think I saved it, but they were like, talk to the audience more. And then somebody once told me, well, you got to talk to the audience more because my friend left because you didn't talk to the audience enough. When I was
wow. I personally like it. I mean, there's some concerts I've been to. Da 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 da. Okay, next one. Da 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 da. I don't know. It feels like a lack of. You don't have to say, well, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. But we definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Springsteen will go into Springsteen will go into a long story, and other people might tell stories. Just a little something, maybe even reflecting.
Yeah. No, it's
time,
good.
The location.
It is good. So I've gotten better at it, I think. Maybe.
You say you toured Europe before, right? Was that with Strange Magic or that other band, earlier band?
Yeah, I've a few different times. I was playing with a band in the 90s called MER, M-E-R, and we toured around Holland. We did like Holland, some Germany dates, Belgium, and then I went back and I toured backing up an artist that I was producing. And then we did a similar kind of thing. And then I went back. Did I go? So as Strange Magic, I've played London. I've played Paris. I've played around Holland. Yeah, we went, I guess it was last year or year before. Last year I did Holland. I did Paris. Paris, London, a bunch of towns in Holland, and then came back. And then I was supposed to do south of France, and then that kind of fell through, but that turned into London. And then there was a whole nother thing developing, which of course COVID shut down. So
give me a quick feedback what it was like. I mean, I've toured filming some bands all around Spain, a little Europe. The venues they can be different. The reaction you get, maybe in Spain, well, you didn't, I don't know, just been otra when they want more for encore.
Nice.
What places did you love to play, and was the reaction different, or was there anything different between the states?
I love them all. I think it was my my first time in London, which was amazing, and just what I loved in London. It was a good show. It was fun, but I just love the city. I love the energy of London. There's this powerful energy there. It's I think it's why everybody's on drugs and drinking in London, because there's just such a fast energy there. You're like, what? Huh? Oh, hello. Oh, I like the drug shot. That was good.
Yeah,
I don't have the 2-camera shoot going over here, man. I'm like,
that's my cutaway camera.
That's good. I like it. Yeah.
So I know everybody was on drugs in London.
Everybody I met 60s, was.
70s? Really?
Oh,
what kind of drugs were they on?
Designer.
Coke, huh?
Yeah, a combination of those things. Yeah. Mostly a designer, MDMA, a lot of that. Whippets.
Sure.
Whippets? Yeah. Anyway, so I got a lot of that was floating around. I don't really do anything anymore, so I'm pretty boring. I was a bit of a pothead, like when like it's been 15 years for me on anything.
Wow.
So
okay.
But yeah, I still have a beer and a glass of wine. What really got me was Paris. I gotta say, I don't know. It was just the people in Paris were amazing, and it's always your expectation, right? So if you come in, you're like, I got no expectations, right? If you come in with no expectations, then your expectations are they're so they're paid out tenfold, right? So in Paris, I really didn't know. I was excited to play there, but I really didn't know how I didn't think it was a rock and roll town. And it was right after the death of Johnny Hallyday. So people were like, like rock and roll was on everybody's mind. Like, yeah, we're going to,
wow.
Johnny Hallyday, man, Johnny Hallyday, you remind me of Johnny Hallyday. You know?
Wait, did
it
you?
was great.
Was this a French accent you did a minute ago? Because it
Oh,
sounded like
man.
Montreal, a bit French Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One of my favorite top 3 albums. I'm dating myself. Genesis, but way back. They had an album called Seconds Out, and it's
Yeah.
live from Paris. Do you know this one?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you know, I've yeah.
Long ballad, cinema show, and Dance on a Volcano, and I just think they're great musicians.
Yeah.
But I love how they wait and the song ends. Dun dun dun. There's a beat. There's like a beat. They wait.
Yeah. Oh,
it was
yeah.
very classy the way they did this. So I don't know.
Totally.
Wow. I got to brag for a second. You were talking about London, and it's funny. On my list that I'm going to ask you about these people is I went to see Buddy Guy and Junior Wells, blues guys.
Oh my God, I love Junior Wells. Are you kidding?
I don't even know if I knew who they were, but I went to the small club called Dingwalls. It's kind of famous.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
Camden. Yeah?
Yeah, in Camden
Dingwall?
Town. Yeah, Dingwall.
Yeah.
They're changing the name of it apparently to something else.
Oh.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a sacrilege." Dingwall,
Yeah.
it's like, and you know what else is that? Like, if you ever watch Peaky Blinders, they do a lot of shots in like they'll go to London and they'll go to Camden. And you'll see the bridge, but they have it rebuilt in the way that it was back then. But it's you kind of see. I think you see that particular lock, you know, where the Camden Lock is there, and the whole thing. So that's cool, man. How is Junior Wells?
I don't remember.
Buddy Guy's amazing. I mean,
I was
you sure it wasn't Amsterdam?
Years old, and I don't know. But guess who came on? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring out a friend of mine, Mr. Eric Clapton. So Eric Clapton came on stage, and the crowd thrusted forward, and it was just blues, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a thing, and let's go back to another one. We got 2 more to do, so I'm gonna add, because this is good. This is people talking about you and what they think of you, which is always fun.
Oh,
right, hold on a second. Yeah. Is this happy birthday? No, wait. Marshall Stack. We did New York Street StreamYard. Pleased to meet you. I think it's happy birthday.
Hope you guess my name.
I think if not, then oh well.
If not, we'll say happy birthday. Oh, here we go. Oh, what's she saying? Can you hear it? I can't hear it. Oh, yeah. Roll it back, people.
Okay. Yeah. I might have forgot to check something.
Hit that little volume thingamajiggy.
There is a
volume thing. Okay, we got it. We want to see it.
Yeah, of course. It's
I
coming.
don't get to see these kind of things very often. This is nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Good thing you didn't interview my friends. They would have really.
There might be. I think there is.
Looks like
share audio. Come on, StreamYard. Just do that by.
Woo! I know.
Okay. That's you, by the way, David Patillo.
Done some shows with him where he's a guest singer and I'm a guest singer. And he's an awesome singer. He's amazing.
He's got a very like 60s Doorsy blues kind of mixed feel.
The first time I met him, we were probably doing some Walter Lure thing at Barry Electric, and I thought he looked like Elton John with the big rim glasses.
Psychedelic, blues, Rolling Stones, mixed with the Verve, mixed with U2. A lot of influences on his sleeve for sure.
Psychedelic blues rock. I love David. Strange Magic.
Oh,
Strange and the Magic.
There's Sean Spada. Yeah.
Now,
That was great. Oh, thanks for doing that, man. That's so sweet.
Sure. Yeah. I feel I helped to tell the story, you know, what you're like. Obviously, there's in the studio in your home, and then there's out and about. Marshall Stack, I'm sure it's different. Maybe one day I'll film you out and about doing a gig somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know?
that's so. That was key. I mean, you came in on the clutch maneuver there, man. I didn't have any idea what you were doing.
Yeah,
But it's
nobody ever
better
does.
that way, right? Yeah.
All
And
right.
those answers that kind of blew me away because I have to I have to tag some people now, which is good. Reshare.
Yeah. So I have two options I could talk about. I mean, you are pretty damn prolific. I was looking in albums. I mean, there's at least 5. 2020, which is Raised on Rock and Roll, Channel T, Soul Crisis, Deep in the Shadows.
Yeah.
And this is all with Strange Magic and The Righteous. What was it?
The Righteous Wrongs.
Yeah. Excellent name. Is that what they go? Strange Magic and The Righteous Wrongs?
That's kind of the post. My friend Craig from a band called Jeremy and the Harlequins and I were talking on the phone one day, and we were hanging a lot in lockdown, going to Tompkins Square and just hanging, talking about like philosophy and meditation and, you know, getting through this whole thing, and also building our immunity through different supplements, and also with meditation and yoga and all these kind of things, because we're really into the immunity. And then Craig was like, we were talking about people, and it was kind of you know, there's this identity crisis happening in the world, and then there's I think we were talking about maybe it might have been identity, it might have been more of like a Trump thing, but his comment was, you know, man, people are so righteous that they're actually wrong. And then so I said, that's it, the Righteous Wrongs. Craig's an honorary member, actually. He's too busy to be playing with us lately, but Jeremy and the Harlequins, a great band. Check them out. They just recorded in a Little Steven studio. So, which I just found out he has a studio on Broadway from Springsteen. Hey, another Springsteen tie-in. So the Righteous Wrongs is actually my son, me, and Jeff Burke on saxophone. You know, for today, but I kind of like the name, so it might just stick for the band as well. The band's never had a proper name, like Strange Magic and the Hula Hulu. But some people are like, yo, Strange, what's up? You know, and I'm like, call me Magic.
Hey, by the way, what are you wearing? Tell us about your outfit.
Oh, this is a Stone shirt that I got from, you know Andy Hilfiger? Have you ever met? Andy's a great guy. He's Tommy's brother. Yeah. He's Tommy's brother, and he had a little place on he had CBGB's, which became John Barbados, right? Next door was CB's 313, or we called it the Gallery, right? So he was able, now it's a Patagonia surf shop, like whatever. So Andy Hilfiger had it for a while, and it was called Riff. And we did a Rolling Stones tribute show there, which obviously from the Bowery Electric thing those guys were talking about. It's funny how that thing, you meet so many people. But I've done a couple of those tribute shows where they call me to be a singer, you know, and it's really fun, especially if it's Mick. It's easy for me, you know. A lot of sirens today, man. Are we in a hot spot here? What's going on?
Evidently.
Goddamn hot spot. But
shirt, jacket.
Send love out there. Send love. So I'm not quite as like designed out as the dude that you talked to on the street. My God, that guy was a walking hanger. So this shirt is kind of cool. It's a Stone shirt, and in Japanese it says what does it say again? It's the Harlem Shuffle. And down here it says we got to get some Japanese. Anybody Japanese speak Japanese on the?
Yeah, Japanese. Put it in the chat.
It's kind of like hey yeah or something like yeah or something. And then it says Harlem Shuffle. Harlem Shuffle.
I can read it. I read Japanese.
That's good.
That's beautiful. I was actually going to ask that. I was taking notes, and you said something. Your just dialect is kind of rock and roll. I don't know, man. I'm just playing, you know, what I feel. And I was thinking, I'm looking at what you're wearing. It's the rock and roll T-shirt underneath the thing. There's probably maybe a scarf. There's just
the scarves.
I
can't do the scarf anymore because I have to wear it every day. You know, so it's nice not to have the scarf. But but it's usually
it seems like a rock T-shirt underneath a cool jacket. You even have? Do you have what's in here?
A little pocket square.
That's great.
Right, little. You got, you know, it's the little touches. You know.
Yeah.
It's a little. We got a little sheen going on here. A little velvet.
You can walk down the street wherever it is and see something like that and be like, all right, there's a musician. And if there's 3 of them next to each other, it's like, well, there's the band.
Yeah.
And
I got no shoes on though, man.
yeah, neither do I. That's
Yeah.
okay.
That's good. At least we got pants on. Oh, you got pants on?
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
got,
do have pants
oh,
on.
you got like capris.
No, I just rolled them up. I don't know. My ankles
No,
wanted to
I
breathe.
like it. Keep them up.
Okay.
Don't let my fashion influence. I got my son got me back into baggy pants, though. I gotta say, I gotta give him credit for that.
Everything comes around,
I
right?
got some
80s were.
boot cut kind of cord things going on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm doing cords and velvet for the fall. That's it. I can't believe that guy you interviewed had so many brands on. How did people do that? I don't know.
Yes, it was a little excessive, but he was like, yeah, but it's tempered. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I guess video was good. The wedding photography is good money.
I get the feeling he was just from a wealthy family. I don't.
okay.
I hope I'm not insulting you, sir, out there. I just,
Right,
I don't know,
right.
because I looked him up. I was like, oh, let me look up his thing, and I
Okay.
saw nothing. So whatever.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So
That's an
this
option.
list, I want to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is since we're not asking about your influences, this is going to be like a rapid fire, not so
good. I
rapid
like
fire,
it.
but
Let's see how
you
my
already
synapses are doing.
you already touched on like some of these people, but I wrote down some are personal favorites. By the way, I'm just going to do. The other day, I'm listening to FUV, which you probably know, this alternative station, and it's fabulous. For those of you out there in New York or maybe online, WFUV, it's like every couple hours you get a different set list, different. It's old school,
right?
Radio, and you just discover. My friend Brian loves it.
Right.
I mean, you can never stop discovering new music. I did a public access show years ago, and I grew up on rock and roll like you, and all of a sudden I'm like looking into bluegrass and classical and then punk and then disco. And it's just, the more Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. And I realized the tempo of certain music, at Blink 182 or the bluegrass, ding, da ding, da ding, da ding, Squirrel Nut Zippers or something really slow. Anyway, you get it. So I heard this guy the other day, Swamp Dogg, singing synthetic blues.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I think it's A. I mean, I don't know who the artist. I heard he was on he was on like Peaky Blinders or something. Maybe I don't know. He had a soundtrack thing going on. Something where it was really good. Oh,
Well,
you know
out
what
there-
it was? Is Lenny Kravitz's daughter? What's her name? Zoe Kravitz. Did you ever the her High Fidelity? The thing that she had.
I don't know.
It was great. It was great. It got canceled, of course. Why does everything good get canceled? I mean, not everything good, but. How about I'm Dying Up Here? Did you see that about the LA comedians that Jim Carrey was? Oh, it's so good.
I saw a little. I wasn't crazy about it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I didn't give it a fair shake. I gave it 10 minutes, and I was like,
10 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's really well done, and I think that give it 20 minutes. I think you'll at least an episode.
You know what show that I loved? I think it was either HBO or Showtime, and it got canceled. Was Bobby? It was about cocaine and 70s music. It was the music label.
Oh
This
yeah.
Bobby Carnival.
Yeah. No, it was great, and everybody and all my friends. I have friends like all my hipster friends were like, they were so upset because every time he'd do a line of blow, he'd go like, and they're like, that's not how you react when you have a line of cocaine. And literally people like rock and roll friends of mine that were like rock and roll. I'm saving rock and roll because I look so rock and roll and like fuck new music and all that stuff. Killed this thing in social media because they didn't like the way the cocaine reactions were.
That was it. That's what the cocaine killed it.
Yeah, death by cocaine. But a vinyl. It was called.
I was shocked that was
I was
canceled.
so excited for the second season. And Mick Jagger and Scorsese producing. It's like, what happened? I think it was like money or like, they couldn't pay maybe, I don't know. It's sad,
Yeah.
But despite that, there are so many great things in streaming. I wish modern music was as good as modern, streaming. Like really, I think there are a lot of cool artists out there, but for, guys that play guitar, it's certainly not on the pop charts these days.
I think like everything else, when you see Pod on TV, it kills me. For 20 years, it was always like, dude, I'm so stoned. I'm the idiots. Whereas to me, I'm an intellectual with Pod. I feel like I turn into another bit. But same with cocaine. Of course, they're going to be like, wow, and over exaggerate and
Yeah.
Anyway, All right, I'm going to run
Well, it
through
was
these things.
probably
Ready?
just cut with a lot of speed. That's what That's what I said to him. I was like, well, they just had cheap shit.
Allman Brothers. Allman Brothers? Allman
I
Brothers?
thought we were
What do you
talking
got?
about cocaine. Hell yeah!
No. Okay.
Live at the Fillmore, Eat a Peach. Yeah.
Okay.
Fillmore.
I mean, guitar.
Amazing record.
The mesh of guitars on the Allman Brothers. It's just like
incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I was a little late.
Did you know that record was actually cut? Those performances on Live at the Fillmore were recorded over 3 nights, and the songs themselves were edited. So they would take the jam sections. Yeah. So the performances, so that's how good they were, that the tempos were so on the money, and they didn't play with a click track or computers. You know what I mean? Like they just played. So every one of the songs on that is compiled of different takes. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing record, man.
There was something I recorded back on 93.3 WMMR, and in Philly, there was the Allman Brothers Live and More, and they were being interviewed, and the guy was like, sometimes you come out here and you play clams. Clams are things when you screw up a note, but we always found a way to bring it back together and just make it all work. It was like such a nice thing.
Yeah, a happy mistake. Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of this bone. It's called the Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones?
This band?
Yeah, that one.
Weird. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of early blues.
Oh God, man. Of course. I mean, Mick. Still, I'm like, I was reading the lyrics to Emotional Rescue today because I was, anything that I can nick, I'm gonna grab it, But
I could see you doing that one because you can go high. Is there nothing I can say? Nothing I can do?
Oh, that was good. Maybe you should do it. Yeah. But he was the ability to blend like sexuality with sort of like a sensibility, like his sensibility was incredible. It was sort of societal, like he could bring in this sort of rich man in society, you're just a poor girl in a rich man's house, right? Like that line, you're like, what? Like that's like, who would say that? But stuff like that, or like, come on, girl, I'm gonna make you a star. You know what I mean? Like those songs, but then something like I shoot water rats, like, I mean, the idea of some of these songs like Bitch and I don't know, I can't think of another Stones thing at the moment, but what I play when it's Sympathy for the Devil, I'll cover that, and Master and the Margarita, he was a read guy, he was a well-read guy and a very interesting perspective on, they weren't just baby songs,
Rats on the West Side, Bed Bugs Uptown, what a mess. Sounds in tatters.
Yep. I'm in shattered, spilling all over Manhattan. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go faster. David Bowie. What do you got?
I mean, the number one for David Bowie has always been like the only artist that I ever wrote a fan letter to, but I never mailed.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like this thick. I mean, as a kid growing up, every change that I had from puberty to every year of high school, you're a different person. You have different things, different philosophies. And college, you become this, and it would just go from Ziggy to Aladdin Sane to Halloween Jack to the Thin White Duke. Like it related to me as growing up.
Yeah,
and I don't think that was his intention. Maybe it was him growing up in a way. For him, it was characters, and also I got introduced to Bowie through the music. I didn't get introduced through the image, So the image to me was secondary. It was the music because it was
if you grew up on FM radio like you and I did, that's what we heard for. I probably was the same way. Didn't see a picture of David Bowie till later.
Yeah, just one picture on the album cover or whatever, but it wasn't like I went up and Googled all the shots, So there was something exclusive and beautiful.
So my first day moving into college, which was a weird thing. I actually moved into a dorm in Center City, Philly, but that's another story. Putting my stuff in the apartment next to me, the dorm room next to me, cranking up. I couldn't tell what it was. It sounded like Bowie. The door opens massive pot smoke comes out, and this beautiful blonde-haired woman looks at me in like a shirt, and she's dancing to Panic in Detroit.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was just that
Come
guitar.
on. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Fuck, I will never forget that image. And when I do the story of
Oh,
Andrew
my
Einhorn, that's going to be in there. But
Yeah.
and that's still my favorite Bowie song, Panic. It's just
It's
edgy
amazing.
and
Yeah,
so,
I don't know if that is that song about the gas crisis. I don't really know what that song's about, but I do have. Oh my god, I got this great book. I have. Wait, I'll be right back. Keep talking. Hold on.
sure. Okay. While we take this break, let me remind you that you are watching On the Horn with Andrew Einhorn. This is our 15th show. We're currently with David.
This is one. Okay.
Yep.
Have you ever seen this book?
No. Ashes to ashes,
Yeah,
bung to bunky. We know
this book
Major
is incredible. I actually went to see the Chris O'Leary that wrote it. I went to his opening, and you'll see I got a bookmark in it, but it's every Bowie song that you want to know, like how he researched every song and all the stuff that was written about every song, any type of anecdote or story behind it or whatever, and it's just unbelievable. So this record goes from Young Americans to Black Star, right? But there's another one called Rebel Rebel, which is the companion to this. Obviously, pretty thick, right? And Rebel Rebel goes from the beginning to Young Americans. So this has got great. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Wow. That seems awfully thick. I mean, if he's got 200 songs, I can't imagine more than a paragraph. This was about a girl I met in East London.
There's like 3 pages. Because it's not just what he said, it was what people said, and it was about the sessions or stories about Tony Visconti and that was like a highlight for me. Was I was doing this residency for 5 years in Tribeca at a place called Bell Rev, and I had some incredible people show up, and I'll tell you a couple of them in a minute. But the most incredible to me was Tony Visconti came, and he walked right up after my set, and he's like, "Dude, I love your songs," and that to me that's as a songwriter, that's what you want to hear. I mean, he may know that, that instead, usually people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, you got a great voice," or "Oh man, you play guitar so great," or your band's incredible, but Tony was like, "Yeah, man, I really, really like your songs, really great songwriting." And I was like, "Wow, thank you." And he was, knowledgeable enough to know, because I threw in, there was some like Junior Wells in there, and there was some Lightning Hopkins, and I threw in, there was a couple of things that came up. Yeah. But he knew. And that was the biggest compliment of my life. And it was my son's birthday. And there's a picture of my son and I with Tony that's like will forever be cherished in my heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would like to take this slight gap. I want to go to our third segment. We're 3 minutes shy of an hour, but that's fine. But this is the last one, so we can get this one in. Yeah. This one I called Pleased to Meet You because I had to give it a name. Let's see what we got. Old Gibson.
I'm playing this old guitar here from the 90s, actually, an old Gibson. And I'm going to stomp. I got a foot box. I just stomp on this foot box, kind of like an old blues guy. And that's what I do, man. Strange magic. That's what it's all about. So let me please introduce myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
A man of wealth and taste. I let traps go troubadour who got killed before they reached ground. It's the big tune. I hope it gets found. Woo! Woo! Woo!
It's coming.
Oh yeah, spot on the background vocals. Ah.
Album Dunzo.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thanks
That's
a lot, yo.
beautiful.
So
I'm
cool.
excited. I can't wait to share this with people. And people are gonna love
Good.
it, man. I love the way
Yeah.
you really, you pulled in all these different elements into it.
Thanks, I
Nice-
agree.
Nice work. Nice work.
Thank
Well,
you
you
very
said you
much.
had a TV
Yeah.
show, right? You had a TV show and you were doing like public access thing.
Yeah. That was a while ago, but I made about 100 shows. So I sort of self-taught myself shooting and editing. I mean, this, not that anybody could do this, but it was just with the iPhone. But there is a bit of
Great.
thinking,
Yeah.
getting people to talk is one thing, getting different angles is another movement. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but I don't know. What is, I have these different notes, but love of music, I feel like I didn't touch on. Deep down, you just must love music. Was that always there? Is that going to always continue? Is it in your heart and soul?
Partridge Family, I think. I think like watching that show when I was a little kid. I mean, man, that was the shit. I mean, Keith Partridge, that did it for me. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, my first musical kind of memories, I don't know if I have that for you right now, but yeah, I mean, there was always a guitar. I think I had a guitar, but there was a guitar in school or something. It was the guitar that drew me in, and my dad. The first musical thing actually is my father. So my dad used to put me to bed at night, and he would sing me all these old folk songs, kind of like Irish drinking songs. Wow. He would he was an amazing guy. He was big. He was 6'4" and like 260. He was like a football player. My dad. He was a big, like a linebacker. He was built, really big guy. And I remember he would come and tuck me in, and he would sing with this he had a beautiful voice, kind of a tenor, a gentle tenor. And he would sing me like, to the tables down at Maury's, like the Whiff and Poof song. And he would sing me, my Bonnie lies over the ocean.
The ocean.
Yeah. And
my Bonnie lies over the sea. My father lies over my mother, and that's how they got little me. Sorry,
that's good. You didn't tell me that one.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. So he just taught me that stuff. That was it, and that kind of got me singing, I think.
When Irish eyes are smiling.
Yeah.
Now that's unexpected to have your father tuck you in and give these beautiful Irish ballads. Yeah, it's really nice.
It's one of my fondest memories.
What about your mother? Anything on that side?
She was, entertaining the guests. She used to have curry parties. Remember that? Was that a 70s thing?
I don't know.
Curry
As an
party,
Indian food curry?
Yeah. She had this serving tray that had all these different accoutrements you could put on it, and so there would be like different spices, and then the curry would be in the middle, and then they'd all sit around. It was like that. They had those in the cheese parties, the fondue parties, But she she loved the curry, and I remember as a kid just like, the curry she made, it was like the yellow curry that it was really this robust aroma, And I can't tell you, it used to gross me out so much when I was a kid, and now, of course, I love curry. But back then, it was the smell. It was like, oh, this is terrible, But it was good, Yeah.
Let me get my producer. Can we get some Indian delivered?
Oh, hey, please.
Yeah, that local place. Yeah, some naan bread, some pork, some coconut.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Wow. I feel like before I forget, and we're going to go to your other song because we can get to play that. Where can people buy? I bought some stuff from you, but websites.
Yeah. So everywhere, like if you want to buy stuff and you want to get like high quality download kind of thing, I would go to Bandcamp because you can do really high quality MP3s on Bandcamp. You can do WAV files if you want to download the WAV, like a CD quality file. You can get it on Bandcamp, and it's all the same price. Like whatever, if you want Og Vorbis, whatever that is, I don't know, you can get that.
Okay.
But yeah, you can select your, the bit rate and all that stuff, which is really cool. So they have really good quality, and it's a cool website. And then of course iTunes, Apple, Spotify. I'm big into streaming. I think it's a great way, even though we don't make much money at it. I'm totally into you adding it to your playlists and playing it over and over and over, because even though it's 0.00005 cents, if you get 1 million streams, it's like $5,000, So you got to get a lot of streams to get any money out of Spotify. But hey, listen, it's the idea is it gets on playlist and it gets shared and people hear it and it turns another person on, So that's good. So yeah, Spotify, it's Strange Magic, MAJIK. There's Venmo is Strange Magic. If people want to make a donation or whatever, they can do that too. That's nice. That's always nice in a Venmo.
And do you list when you're going to play around town? Is it
it's on the strangemagic.com. There's and I'm also it feeds from Songkick, I think feeds into there, and also Bands in Town feeds into there. So if you're on Songkick or Bands in Town, you'll get an update.
Yeah.
I think Bands in Town is pretty good about updating. So the next show is October 31st, Halloween.
No way. Where? When? How?
At Marshall Stack again. And I'm trying to angle the band in. We're actually playing a private party in Long Island on the 24th on Saturday night, which I'm super excited about because the band gets to play. And we just had that beautiful show in Long Island City at the Culture Lab. I don't know if you saw any of those pictures, but the first picture you put on was from that, actually, the live photo.
Oh, fuck, I totally forgot. I was going to run through the pictures and have you say this is this and this and this and this, but I don't know.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah, so October 31st is the next public show that you can come to, and it'll be at Marshall Stack, 66 Rivington, which is Rivington and Allen Street in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, it's a nice venue. All right, let's go to your song, because that was... And tell me about Can't Remember to Forget You, like just hot off the press. This is the one that you released yesterday?
Yeah, this is what I released yesterday. It's so it was written during COVID. I got really into this guitar player called Cornell Dupree. And I found a Hot Licks video on YouTube that, you can Google. And there was a number of licks, and one of them was this, which is from a Tony Joe White song called what is it called? The Tony Joe White song is amazing, and it's called Rainy Night in Georgia. So I don't know if you know that one. It's actually and Rainy, we gotta get it right.
That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
Yeah, not that one. And it's not Midnight Train to Georgia. It's a rainy night in Georgia. Rainy night in Georgia. Because it's raining all over the world. Brooke Benton was the artist that made it a hit. It's kind of a Memphis thing. Anyway, so Cornell Dupree played on that. He played with Aretha. He played with King Curtis. And he had all these different licks, these... that kind of stuff, and he's just amazing with 2-part harmonies. And so anyway, this was kind of inspired by him, and also just hanging out in New York City. It's a little out of tune, but I think it'll be all right. Here we go. So it's called Can't Remember to Forget You. So many summers long ago, I saw you hanging by the studio. Yeah. There was poetry in the way you moved. There was reggaeton playing in the neighborhood. Yeah. Can't remember to forget you every day. I know that you're not coming back. There's no way. You think I would have learned my lesson? I'm confessing it's the same old
same old. The sun was beating 89 degrees. Yeah, you put to shame all the wannabes. Yeah, I had the style that could make a grown man feel like butter in the pan. Can't remember to forget you every day. I know that you ain't coming back. There's no way. Think I would have learned my lesson. Oh, I'm confessing it's the same old, same old. That's right. Oh, I'm confessing it's the same old, same old. Well, sometimes love's a real fine. Sometimes it's a trick of the mind. Don't know if I can feel what is real. Searching for some high deal. Can't remember to forget you every day. I know that you're not coming back. There's no way. You think I would have learned my lesson? I'm confessing it's the same old, same old. Can't remember to forget you every day. Oh, you know that you ain't coming back. There's no way. You think I would have learned my lesson? I'm confessing it's the same old, same old. Oh, I'm confessing it's the same old, it's the same old. There we go.
Beautiful. Nicely done.
Thank you, man.
Jeez.
Thanks so much.
The inflections, the highs to the lows, to the gravels, to the sing. That's an art. Yeah. You getting better with age?
Oh yeah, like fine wine. Yeah, that's
Because voices change. Yeah.
Age, meditation, breathing, a lot of things. Like meditation, I think opened me up to music. That really got me right in terms of, not that I'm, I still have work to do.
Sure.
But meditation, like the level of focus now from meditation is beyond anything I've ever been able to achieve in my, younger life. Frenetic.
I gotta start meditating.
Dude, it's the best. I mean, it really is, and it's not difficult. You just get up in the morning, just do it right when you wake up. Just try to focus on your breath for 20 minutes, and it'll come together. But it takes time.
When I wake up in the morning, like at CNN.com, at all the horrific things that happen, is that kind of the same? Just
it
reading
kind of
about
programs
the
your day. I mean, the first thing that you do in the morning as you wake up, it's like that first 15 minutes or first 15 seconds, really, when you wake up is kind of how it's going to program your day. So I think the most important thing is to get up, like before you do anything, like get up, pee, get your drink or whatever it is, and then like sit down and just try to be quiet for 15 minutes. Not laying in bed, but actually sit in a chair or comfortable lotus, whatever you like. And
I have meditated a little bit, but for me, it was like 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon felt like the right time. And I had to put an earplug and an eye mask. I needed complete silence and complete darkness. I almost leaned forward like this is the atheist Jew, like a Muslim praying. It just felt comfortable.
Yeah.
And I did the thing where you count to 6 and you hold your breath and you try to just wipe out everything. Yeah. And it was nice. Yeah.
Well, you know, there's like all kinds of different teachers now that are great. You know, I love Joe Dispenza. He has a book called Becoming Supernatural that just blew my mind. He had the previous book, You Are the Placebo, just completely opened me up. You know, and then you've got the classic guys. I just found a book on the Bowie book list because I'm really into the Bowie book list called On Becoming on Having No Head by this guy, D.E. What's his name? I forgot it. And it's unbelievable. I mean, it's Eckhart Tolle for 1963. You know, so because that concept of the power of now is such an old concept, you know, that and I think what Eckhart Tolle has repackaged it in a way that's very easy to understand for everybody, you know, and that's great. That's what it's like. It's like folk music, you know, it's like rewriting folk music. It's the same kind of vibe, you know, it's like you taking those melodies and bringing them into a new, dressing them up and with new clothes, you know. But I just like one of the things a friend of mine got me into this Wim Hof guy that, you know, so he does these breathing techniques in the cold showers. I started the cold shower thing, and fascinating. I mean, it's fascinating how your mind is much quicker and like, you know, we're getting old, man. We got to like figure out how to make it work, you know?
Yeah.
But
for me, exercise is huge.
Yeah, I saw you on your bike.
I'm riding my bike a couple miles.
I ride the bike everywhere. Right. Yeah. Every bike and city bike all the time. It's just so easy, you know?
Bike and good sleep. Good 8 hours.
A good 8 hours. Yeah. Have you tried mushroom tinctures? Do you know about that? This is the self-help portion of the broadcast here.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, if you check out lion's mane tinctures before bed, you like it supposedly increases your REM sleep 30%. Like your dreams go up, and when you're dreaming, you're actually sleeping. So that's a good thing. You want to dream more.
I'm writing this down. Say that one again.
Oh, lion's mane tincture. I'll send you some links. Lion's mane tincture. Yeah. And it's fascinating. Like 30 minutes before you go to bed, just take 20 minutes before you go to bed, take it, read your book, crash out, and then boom, you know, it's great.
I'd be remiss if I didn't just a few people, because they're always saying in chat, of course, our good friend Astra Dorf in the house. Dee Dee Champagne, my friend Shelly Bush from Philly, Andrea Delmonico, Jim Cox, Michelle Kaminer.
Nice.
Chewy Naughton.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't know who you are, but I like it. Michelle Kaminer, Astra, Dee Dee Champagne, Michelle. Molly King, our friend, is in.
That's amazing.
She says, "Daddy was a truck."
Oh yeah. So that's when she and I met. She was going out with my friend Matt Horn. Those two horns. That one I told you about him, right? The other horn right there, right? Einhorn and a Matt Horn. So that's funny. Did she ever tell you about Matt Horn? So that was like two hippie rock and roll kids in New York City when I first moved here, and he and I met him at a party, and I walked up to him. I was like, "Are you a musician?" Because he looked like such a rock star. He literally looked like he was in the Small Faces, you know, but not in a put on way. Like a lot of the East Village rockers really dress it out, and then you find out that they play guitar, but they're not that great. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then, like this kid could play like a bunch of instruments and just wore like dungarees or whatever, and it was like the real deal, you know. So he's still around. I don't know where he is these days, but he plays with a guy called Don Piper now. That's amazing. Songwriter Don Piper was around in the 90s and then continues to play and stuff like that. But yeah, Molly, we love Molly, and Molly sang backups on Raised on Rock and Roll and song called Listening to Leon both on Raised on Rock and Roll record. And she's amazing. Amazing voice.
Yeah. Lotus 33, Molly and Henry.
Oh, man. I know Henry. Yeah. Lotus 33. I remember those shows. B3.
Kelsey Coriel and my boy Larry Leonard just saying hi to those two, too. So I appreciate y'all looking and chatting in. A lot of optimism, a lot of beautiful hearts and smiley faces and just.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to tune in, man.
I am not going to get your reaction. I'm just going to read these because I wrote them down. It makes me look good. Bowie, Hendrix. Mozart. Mozart.
Yes, absolutely.
Van Halen. I mean, R.I.P. Eddie.
Tom in '81 opened for the Stones.
A band called The Doors.
Woo! All right, I almost fell over. That was my Van Halen kick. Wow.
Yeah. I fucking grew up. Just Van Halen to me, AC/DC, Van Halen, and The Doors, all the same era. Thanks to you, Larry Leonard, in the back of his convertible Buick, and it was, just Jamie is crying and
Hot for Teacher, but it's sexist crap. Really, it's sexist crap. We can't really accept.
Yeah.
that stuff. It's not.
But the guitar. Oh, really? We can't. Oh shit.
No,
Okay.
I don't buy that. I don't. Buy that. It's rock and roll, man. But yeah. It was cock rock, but it was Van Halen was Eddie was unbelievable. I mean, there's
little guitars that just they made nice music. I didn't realize cock rock.
You don't know that one?
Rock. No, I never heard that before, but I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
So is Michelle Kaminer. All right. Let's see. The Doors.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Jim.
I'm only bringing in you two because that woman that was interviewed earlier, she brought out the Verve, which I insulted her. I was like, the Verve, you must be older than 35. And she went, no, I'm not. I was like, oh, sorry.
She's actually directing and starring in my new video called Hazy Jane, which is Hazy Jane is from the 2020 record. And it's just been this kind of epic video production that she's been working on. And for the last, I don't know, month and a half or 2 months. So, but yeah, that has a bit on 2020, probably Hazy Jane has a bit of that Verve kind of thing. I loved the Verve in the 90s. I used to play with a lot more effects and looping and stuff like that in the 90s. And I was in a band called Murder, and we were very psychedelic rock. And it was all about creating like a soundscape of kind of these loops. And it was similar, like in the way, like I love the Verve. The drummer is incredible. Like he's a very English drummer and has a solid groove. And then the Richard Ashcroft is a beautiful storyteller, great song, amazing, beautiful voice, and great songwriter. And Nick McCabe, the guitar player, was like totally inspired by him in many ways. Yeah. So it comes, all the influences. It all kind of, like she said, there's a lot of influences there. I don't know what it's not like I'm trying to be, Americana. I've tried. Raised on Rock and Roll was an attempt to make an Americana record, but I'm like, dude, I can't. I'm like, I get bored with genres. I just want to go. I want to go where the band's gonna go, or where my head's gonna go.
Yeah. I wrote down Brownie McGee. I'm not sure why. He might have been. You know that name, Brownie?
Yeah,
McGee?
but it's not in my
Finally,
radar.
good.
Not on my radar. Yeah. But
Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Cash.
I Walked the Line. Yeah.
Mhm.
Prison. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Roxy Music. I wrote down Roxy Music in one of your bios. Somebody said that you were mixing Roxy Music with something else.
Right. Probably Bowie or Hendrix or something. Yes, I love Roxy. Absolutely, man. I mean, I have the same birthday as Brian Eno. He's like the one famous person on my birthday, And but he was his contribution to Roxy was interesting in a spacious, like a spatial kind of way. I think he was a big influence on them in that sense, but he wasn't really a musician, and the other guys at Roxy, like Brian Ferry, is a consummate singer and was an art student and a great lyricist. And I think there's, what's it called? This Jungle Life record, the one where they're in the green, where they're in it's that record to me is just incredible. I have it on vinyl over there somewhere. But that The Thrill of It All, that song is so there's a lot of The Thrill of It All, and then any of the songs he wrote about Jerry Hall, there's all his whole romance between, he got dumped. Jerry Hall dumped him for Mick Jagger, so you can imagine how that felt. He wrote some good songs with that one. But yeah, Roxy, love Roxy.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, I got to see Stevie open for Jeff Beck, and I love Stevie's guitar playing because I learned about him from Let's Dance. It was Let's Dance and like China Girl, and that's Stevie, on the Let's Dance record. And Bowie, for me, Bowie discovered Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I don't know that. Yeah. I mean, he was not like if you were in the blues scene or you knew Texas music scene, you knew who Stevie was way before Let's Dance. But I think Let's Dance was like 83, something like that. No, I don't know. Hey, Owen, what year was Let's Dance? My son knows. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was 84.
Oh, let's see the boy. Let's see the dude.
Hey, Owen, come here.
Yeah, I want to see if he looks like his dad.
You're getting requested on camera here. Hurry up.
Yeah. Watch out, I'll have him play a song.
Yeah, he's much cooler.
Owen?
There he
Much
is.
cooler.
Yeah. Stick your head in there.
Damn, you're right. Oh my God, he's almost a spitting image of you. Wait, that's it? Don't go away. Why don't you harmonize? Sing us a bar. Do some air drums. I want something.
Yeah, you can find Ohio. There's a video of us doing Ohio. Here, come over here.
Does he sing also? Owen, you sing?
Oh yeah, he sings. He's got a whole record. I'll send it to you. He hasn't released it yet.
I want something that's 48 seconds, the two of you. I don't care what it is. Just give me something.
10 soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming. Oh, dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it. Soldiers are cutting us down. All right, well, yours
should have been done long ago. No, sorry. Come on, Owen, you pick it. I need something.
He can't hear. He can't hear. I got the headphones on.
Oh, just tell. I want to hear his voice. I want to hear you guys
here for the good looks, man. Just let him in it for the good looks. He looks, we'll get our audience like a little younger now. All of a sudden.
All right. I like his aura. Just the smile, the eyes. He just looks like a good kid. You done well, son.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Meet Andrew. That's Andrew.
Hey, man. What's up?
Hey, howdy. Thanks for letting your dad.
Ask him how he's loving that virtual schooling.
How you loving that virtual schooling, Owen?
It's not great.
Where do we see his career going? Is it drums, guitar, singing? Is he going to follow in Dad's footsteps? What's going to happen?
You're going to go drums, guitar, singing. Where's your career going? Are you following in my footsteps? Or?
Doing it all, I think.
That's great. Great. On that note, David, what's going to happen the rest of your life? Your kids, your wife, New York City? I need a summary of like what happens from here. Where do we go? Where are you going?
Healthy, man. Stay healthy. Stay healthy and happy. I mean, that's number one. We're sticking it out in New York, though. We're not running away from it. It's I think try to respect people and spread the love and stay healthy. Keep up your immunity, and wear a mask when you're inside and close to people and all that stuff. I think that's it. I mean, I don't think anybody really knows where it's going right now, where anything's going. Who knows? I don't even know. I think as a musician, I think video is going to become more important, I guess, and the virtual tip jar stuff. When I did during the heavy lockdown phase, I did a bunch of things on my Instagram. You can see that, right. The kid's out. That people were very responsive on, which was really nice. Like a few hundred people would tune in or whatever. Those are great. I got to do some more of those. I tend to like to I have a studio that I go to, and I just go in there, and I tend to want to I dial it in, and record, and I prefer to put out records, but I know people really like the live little ditties as well. So I have to do more of that. But I think that's as a performer, I think that's kind of where music is in the short term is going. It's like more live performance online and videos, and then like what we started at Marshall Stack of playing in the windows. And I think if more bars were open to musicians playing in their windows, I think we'd have a lot more live music in the city.
Yeah, so, I've seen it in various places. Tribeca, right. East Village. Do you know the Pink Louds? This band that kind of bops around.
Pink Louds. Yeah. She's great. She's great. She's like she's playing always in Tompkins Square Park, so she's created a whole like little thing going on there, which is killer. My son and his band, the Employees, they're called. They're they're from Beacon High School, and they've been playing in the park at Tompkins Square. Of course, the cops came when they played, so you got to play early, not too much amplification. People will complain in the neighborhood. God forbid.
Yeah,
a little live music, but. Knock on wood, it's been good at Marshall Stack. We haven't had too many complaints, it's palpable live music, how it affects people. And that's the common thread in every conversation after I play, is that one person said to me, it was like having sex for the first time, you know, and that idea of coming back to live music after being deprived of it for so long, it really, she was like, that's how she said it, you know. But everybody said, I forgot, like, I've been missing live music so much, and this is just, thank you so much. And it's so, you know, that's the intention, right? It was like to try to, you know, write a song or to perform for people and to inspire them in some way, you know. And this has been a way to do that. I feel like if more bars would get behind it, especially like none of the music venues are doing any kind of live music outside. They need to. The Marshall didn't even have live music before we started this. We turned a regular like dive beer bar, you know, craft beer bar place into a music venue now. And now
is Irving Plaza still around?
I mean, you know, it's just you gotta think out of the box. You can't be like, well, we're on stage and we're gonna get all this PA equipment and you know, musicians, they don't have the luxury of, you know, they're going to be on one guitar or maybe a microphone. You know, it's pretty raw. You know, you saw what I'm doing there. I'm stomping on a box. Yeah. I don't even have my drummer. You know, so it's you got to just react. You know, that's what these times are about. It's like innovate, stay positive, and stay healthy and do your thing.
I think that's a perfect place to end. It was a beautiful statement. So I really appreciate your time, your energy, your musical prowess.
Thank you,
I wish we were recording that, because those two songs just in my ears were melting. It was like every chord, every inflection. It's had, yeah.
That's great to hear, man. Well, we got it. We're archiving it, right? Where people can restream it and stuff. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go out. I'm going to play one of your songs that's got we didn't talk about the pictures, but it's basically you out and about performing either solo or with your band. So.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Brother. All right.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Blame it on